When most people think of luxury gemstones, they picture diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, bright stones designed to demand attention. But some of the most elegant gemstones on Earth chose a different path. They mastered shadow instead of light, mystery instead of fame, presence instead of sparkle. These black gemstones were ignored, underestimated, and often mistaken for something ordinary, while collectors quietly kept watching. Some were worn by royalty, some were born in fire, some reveal stars, flashes, and colors only when the light hits just right. And one of them may be more sophisticated than stones worth 10 times the price. Starting with a gem almost everyone has seen, but almost nobody truly understood. Ranked 10th, black onyx. Familiar, then reframed. Black onyx may be one of the most recognized black gemstones in the world and one of the most misunderstood. For many people, onyx lives in the background. It appears in affordable rings, simple beads, or mass-market accessories, often treated as a basic decorative stone rather than something worthy of serious attention. That reputation has followed it for decades. Familiarity made it easy to ignore. But luxury markets often work in a different way. Some materials become powerful, not because they sparkle more, but because they know exactly when not to. Black onyx carries a type of elegance built on restraint. Its deep, uninterrupted color creates a visual silence that brighter stones cannot imitate. No rainbow fire, no flashing brilliance, no need to compete for attention. Just a polished black surface that absorbs light, sharpens contrast, and makes surrounding metals appear richer. That is exactly why elite jewelers repeatedly return to it. During the Art Deco era, black onyx became a favorite in high-end design, especially when paired with diamonds, platinum, and white gold. Designers understood something modern buyers are rediscovering today. Black creates authority. It frames brilliance. It gives structure to luxury. A diamond beside onyx often looks brighter. Gold beside onyx often looks warmer. Even a watch dial trimmed in black stone can feel more expensive. From a gemological standpoint, onyx is a variety of chalcedony, a microcrystalline form of quartz. With a hardness around 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs scale, it offers respectable durability for jewelry when properly cut and worn. Its smooth texture also allows mirror-like polishing, which is why vintage signet rings, cufflinks, and carved pieces often used it so effectively. Yet the real reason collectors keep returning to black onyx may be psychological. Many gemstones ask to be admired immediately. Onyx does something subtler. It rewards slower taste. It appeals to buyers who prefer understatement over display, confidence over noise, precision over trend. In many luxury categories, from tailored clothing to automotive interiors to premium watches, the color black has long represented control and permanence. Black onyx fits naturally into that same language. This is also why it remains underestimated. Because it is accessible, many assume it lacks status. But price and elegance have never been the same thing. Some of the strongest visual design choices in luxury are surprisingly simple. Black onyx proves that a gemstone does not need to be rare to be powerful. It only needs to be used correctly. And for a stone many people stop noticing. It has shaped the look of sophistication for more than a century. Coming next is a black gem formed from something no gemstone should ever come from. Ancient wood turned into wearable history. Ranked 9th. Jet, forgotten history. Long before black gemstones became symbols of modern minimalism, one dark material carried something far heavier than style. Jet is not formed in deep crystal chambers or volcanic heat. It begins as wood. Millions of years ago, ancient trees were buried, compressed, and transformed under pressure into a dense organic gem-like material with a soft, rich black finish. That origin alone makes jet unusual. It is technically closer to fossilized history than traditional mineral gemstones. Yet for centuries it was worn with the same seriousness as precious jewelry. Its greatest rise came through emotion. In the 19th century, after the death of Queen Victoria's husband, Prince Albert, mourning fashion spread across Britain and beyond. Jet became one of the most desired materials for formal jewelry because it matched the solemn tone of the era while still allowing refinement. Brooches, necklaces, lockets, bracelets, and carved ornaments made from jet were worn across high society. What looked understated on the surface often signaled wealth, etiquette, and social awareness. That cultural moment matters because it reveals something modern buyers often miss. Black jewelry was once deeply prestigious. Jet helped define that image. Unlike mirror-polished stones such as onyx, jet carries a softer luster, more velvet than glass. Light does not bounce aggressively from its surface. Instead, it settles into it. This gives antique jet jewelry a calm elegance that feels intimate rather than flashy. For viewers tired of overstimulated luxury, that texture can feel surprisingly modern. Collectors appreciate another quality as well: craftsmanship. Because jet is relatively lightweight and carvable, Victorian artisans created highly detailed floral patterns, symbolic motifs, chains, cameos, and memorial pieces with remarkable precision. Many surviving examples today are valued less for raw material rarity and more for artistry, provenance, and condition. In other words, the market often rewards the story attached to jet as much as the material itself. That aligns perfectly with current collecting psychology. Mature buyers increasingly look for objects with narrative depth, items connected to auras, craftsmanship, or emotional meaning. Jet offers all three. It is wearable design linked to time, grief, resilience, and changing social customs. Few modern gemstones can offer that kind of layered context. There is, however, a reason jet remains neglected. It lacks the hardness and durability of quartz or corundum, meaning vintage pieces require care. It also disappeared from mainstream marketing as diamonds and bright-colored stones took center stage. Newer generations simply stopped hearing about it. But obscurity often creates opportunity. When a material once favored by royalty and aristocracy slips out of public conversation, collectors paying attention notice. Especially when the aesthetic feels timeless again. Jet does not sell itself through sparkle. It sells through presence, history, and mood. And in an era obsessed with louder luxury, that silence can be incredibly powerful. Next comes a black gemstone that abandons softness entirely. Sharp, natural, and built like raw geological armor. Ranked 8th, black tourmaline raw power. Some gemstones are admired because they look delicate. Black tourmaline earns attention for the exact opposite reason. Its beauty comes from strength. Known scientifically as schorl, black tourmaline often forms in long vertical crystals with deeply striated surfaces, sharp edges, and a structure that looks engineered rather than grown. Instead of polished softness or refined sparkle, it presents something more primal, geometry shaped by pressure, heat, and time. That visual language matters. For many viewers, especially mature collectors, luxury is not always about shine. It can also mean authority, permanence, and materials that feel grounded in the real world. Black tourmaline taps directly into that instinct. It looks like something Earth built for function first. And elegance happened by accident. From a geological standpoint, tourmaline is one of the most chemically complex gemstone families in existence. Multiple elements can enter its crystal structure, which is why the broader tourmaline family appears in nearly every color imaginable. But schorl, the black variety, dominates natural production because iron content gives it that dense, dark tone. That iron-rich composition also contributes to one of the reasons it became famous beyond jewelry circles. Tourmaline can generate electric charge under pressure or heat, a property known as piezoelectricity and pyroelectricity. Historically, scientists and instrument makers found that fascinating long before social media turned the stone into a trend. Even today, many collectors appreciate black tourmaline not for myths, but because it represents a gemstone with genuinely unusual physical behavior. Useful value matters to authority audiences. A stone connected to measurable science tends to age better than one built only on hype. Visually, black tourmaline offers something rare in the gemstone world: natural architecture. Uncut crystals can be more impressive than faceted gems. Tall columnar forms emerging from white matrix rock or quartz create immediate contrast. In premium mineral collections, dramatic specimens often outperform average polished jewelry pieces because the raw crystal shows nature's design more honestly. That has shifted market psychology in recent years. Collectors increasingly divide into two camps: those buying jewelry and those buying specimens. Black tourmaline performs well in the second category because size, crystal termination, matrix association, and damage-free condition can matter more than sparkle. A museum-grade cluster can command attention in a room the same way sculpture does. Its neglected status comes from branding. For years, mainstream retail pushed brighter stones with easier emotional stories: romance, rarity, glamour. Black tourmaline was often reduced to protective crystal marketing or inexpensive souvenir pieces, which buried its real strengths under shallow messaging. But remove the slogans, and something stronger appears. This is one of the boldest naturally occurring black gemstones available to collectors. Structured, scientific, architectural, masculine without trying to be, elegant without polish. Not every gemstone needs to glitter to feel expensive. Some only need to look impossible. And black tourmaline, especially in untouched crystal form, often does exactly that. Ahead is a darker stone with a far more polished personality, quietly luxurious, deeply reflective, and linked to a gemstone family many collectors already respect. Ranked 7th. Melanite garnet. Secret prestige. At first glance, Melanite garnet can seem almost too simple to matter. No explosive flashes of color. No famous marketing campaigns. No instant recognition outside gem circles. Just a deep black gemstone with polished surfaces and a quiet presence that many buyers pass over in seconds. That quick dismissal is exactly why it belongs here. Melanite is a black variety of the garnet group, most commonly associated with the andradite family. Its color comes largely from titanium and iron within the crystal structure, creating a rich dark tone that can appear glossy, smoky, or nearly metallic depending on the cut and lighting. Under stronger illumination, well-cut stones may reveal more life than expected, subtle internal movement rather than loud brilliance. For experienced collectors, that distinction matters. Many entry-level buyers shop for immediate visual impact. Mature buyers often move in the opposite direction. They begin to value stones that hold attention longer instead of grabbing it faster. Melanite garnet performs well in that category because it unfolds gradually. The appeal is discovered, not announced. There is also prestige hidden in the name itself. Garnet is one of the most respected gemstone families in the market, spanning a wide range of species and colors with serious collector demand. Savorit, demantoid, spessartine, rhodolite. These names receive attention regularly. Melanite rarely does. Yet, it shares lineage with stones buyers already trust. That creates an unusual psychological gap: strong family reputation, weak public awareness. Markets often reward gaps like that. When a material belongs to a recognized gem family but remains underpromoted, it can stay undervalued relative to its design potential. Jewelers who understand proportion and contrast use black garnets to sharpen white diamonds, brighten platinum, or give yellow gold a more tailored edge. The stone does not compete with surrounding materials. It disciplines them. That is a rare trait. Some gems dominate a piece. Others improve the entire composition. Melanite often does the second. From a practical standpoint, garnets typically offer respectable durability for jewelry, making them more wearable than many viewers assume. Properly set stones can function well in rings, pendants, cufflinks, and modern men's jewelry, especially categories where black stones continue gaining traction. Its neglected reputation comes from visibility. Retail stores often default to black onyx for familiarity or black spinel for stronger branding. Melanite sits between categories. less known than onyx, less marketed than spinel, less dramatic than opal. But that middle ground can be valuable. It gives collectors something many luxury buyers eventually seek: taste that feels personal rather than obvious. That may be melanite's strongest quality. It looks chosen, not advertised. And in mature markets, that distinction carries weight. For viewers who appreciate gemstones with family pedigree, understated confidence, and design versatility, Melanite garnet may be one of the smartest black stones almost nobody recommends. Next is a gemstone whose reputation was stolen for centuries, misidentified, overlooked, and hiding a darker form that may be more elegant than the colors that made it famous. Ranked 6th, black spinel, luxury betrayal. History has a habit of rewarding the wrong stone. For centuries, some of the world's most celebrated rubies and crowns, royal collections, and historic treasures were later discovered to be spinel. The color was convincing, the brilliance was real, and the reputation went elsewhere. Few gemstones understand misidentification better than this one. That backstory makes black spinel especially fascinating. Instead of competing through bright reds or vivid pinks, the black variety reveals spinel's structure in a more restrained form. It keeps the crisp luster, strong polish, and clean lines the species is known for, but trades theatrical color for quiet sophistication. Many collectors would argue that exchange improves it. Spinel has long been respected by gemologists for its hardness, durability, and optical performance. With a Mohs hardness around 8, it is suitable for frequent wear and more resilient than many consumers expect from a lesser-known gem. It also tends to polish exceptionally well, producing a surface that can appear sharper and more precise than softer black stones. That precision is where black spinel separates itself. Onyx often offers smooth depth, jet offers softness, tourmaline offers raw structure, black spinel offers refinement. Faceted examples can show tight reflections and elegant movement under light without becoming flashy. In modern jewelry, it pairs naturally with white metals, black rhodium finishes, and minimalist settings that appeal strongly to mature buyers. This aligns with a broader luxury shift. Many affluent consumers eventually move away from obvious status signals and toward materials that look intentional rather than expensive. Black spinel works inside that psychology. It does not scream rarity. It suggests taste. That subtlety has helped it gain traction in contemporary men's jewelry, custom wedding bands, cufflinks, and understated designer pieces. It also appeals to viewers tired of paying premiums for names rather than performance. When durability, aesthetics, and price balance matter, black spinel can look unusually rational. And rational luxury is powerful. Its neglected status comes partly from branding inertia. Consumers know diamond, sapphire, ruby, emerald. Even people familiar with spinel often think of red stones because of the historic royal confusion. Black spinel rarely receives center stage storytelling, despite being one of the most wearable black gemstones in the market. There is another advantage collectors notice: versatility. It can feel formal in a tuxedo setting, industrial in brushed steel, elegant in platinum, or bold in yellow-gold contrast. Few black stones move across style categories this easily. That flexibility matters because trends change. Good materials survive them. Black spinel may never become the loudest name in gemstones. In many ways, that is the point. It has already lived through centuries of mistaken identity, watched other stones collect the applause, and quietly remained excellent the entire time. Sometimes the market overlooks quality simply because it arrived without a famous story. Spinel has one. Most people just learned it too late. Coming next is not a crystal shaped by slow geological patience, but a black surface born from violent heat, where molten chaos cooled fast enough to trap light inside darkness. Ranked 5th, Obsidian, volcanic drama. Nothing about obsidian was built for patience. It forms when silica-rich lava cools so rapidly that crystals never have time to organize. Instead of becoming a traditional mineral with orderly internal structure, the melt hardens into natural volcanic glass. The result is a material born from interruption, geology moving too fast for normal gemstone rules. That origin gives obsidian an energy few stones can match. Where many gems symbolize slow pressure over millions of years, obsidian represents sudden transformation. Fire becomes surface, chaos becomes polish, motion becomes stillness. For viewers drawn to science and dramatic natural processes, that story alone makes it memorable. Yet the most neglected versions are not ordinary black obsidian. Silver sheen and rainbow sheen varieties contain microscopic inclusions and internal layers that interact with light in unexpected ways. Turn the stone slightly, and a quiet black mirror can release bands of silver, gold, green, purple, or shifting spectral movement. The effect feels less like sparkle and more like hidden weather inside glass. That distinction matters for retention and real-world appeal. Many gemstones reveal beauty immediately. Sheen obsidian often waits for angle, distance, and lighting. It rewards movement. This creates a more interactive experience for the owner, which is one reason collectors who understand optics often appreciate it more than casual buyers do. There is also historical depth behind its reputation. Ancient civilizations used obsidian for blades, mirrors, ritual objects, and trade. Its ability to fracture into edges sharper than steel made it practical. Its reflective darkness made it symbolic. Few materials carried both utility and mystique so naturally. Even today, archaeological discoveries involving obsidian often reveal how valuable it once was across long-distance networks. Modern markets, however, tend to undervalue it. Because common obsidian is relatively accessible, many consumers assume all obsidian belongs in the souvenir category. That is the trap of broad familiarity. It hides exceptional subtypes beneath average examples. Fine sheen material with strong pattern, clean polish, and dramatic light response can feel entirely different from low-grade mass-market pieces. Collectors know to separate category from quality. Large calibrated cabochons showing centered silver bloom or full rainbow sweep can be visually striking in pendants, statement rings, and designer objects. Interior decorators and object collectors also value polished freeforms and spheres because obsidian bridges geology and sculpture. Psychologically, it appeals to buyers who want something bold without looking conventional. It is black, but never flat. Elegant, but never delicate. Natural, but almost futuristic. That combination is rare. Obsidian does not imitate luxury classics. It creates its own lane. Volcanic minimalism with movement hidden beneath the surface. And for a stone formed in violent speed, it often leaves a remarkably controlled impression. Soon, the countdown reaches a gemstone that behaves even more dramatically under light. What looks like simple darkness can suddenly draw a perfect star across its surface. Ranked 4th, black star diopside, optical magic. A single beam of light can completely change this gemstone. In ordinary conditions, black star diopside may appear modest, dark, smooth, almost understated. Many casual buyers glance at it once and move on, assuming it is simply another black cabochon stone with little to reveal. Then the light moves. Across the surface, a sharp 4-rayed star can suddenly appear and glide as the stone turns. What seemed quiet becomes theatrical in seconds. This optical phenomenon, known as asterism, is created by microscopic needle-like inclusions aligned within the crystal. When properly cut into a domed cabochon, those internal structures interact with light in a way that draws a luminous star over darkness. That transformation is why this gem deserves far more attention. Most gemstones rely on color, clarity, or sparkle. Black star diopside relies on surprise. It creates a visual event rather than a static appearance. For collectors who already own faceted stones and polished classics, that difference can be refreshing. It adds motion and engagement, qualities especially valuable in jewelry that needs to feel alive under real-world lighting. There's also strong collecting psychology at work here. Mature buyers often become less interested in owning what everyone recognizes and more interested in owning what starts conversations. A gemstone that reveals a moving star under a lamp tends to do exactly that. It invites interaction. People lean closer. They ask questions. They remember it. That kind of response is difficult to buy through branding alone. From a mineral standpoint, diopside belongs to the pyroxene group. While chrome diopside gained more commercial attention for its green color, the Black Star variety remains comparatively undermarketed despite offering one of the most dramatic optical effects in the accessible gemstone world. Well-cut examples with centered stars, strong contrast, and smooth polish can outperform far more expensive stones in pure visual curiosity. Value often hides in overlooked phenomena. Because the name lacks mainstream recognition, Black Star diopside has never enjoyed the same prestige marketing as sapphire star stones or high-profile cat's eye gems. Yet for many viewers, the experience matters more than the label. Watching a clean star move across a midnight surface can feel more memorable than looking at another predictable sparkle pattern. Designers also appreciate its practicality. Set in silver, white gold, oxidized metals, or modern matte finishes, it works especially well in rings, pendants, and masculine jewelry. The black body color gives authority, while the star adds controlled drama. It balances seriousness with intrigue. Its neglected status may actually protect its charm. When a gemstone remains outside mass trends, collectors can still discover it with a sense of ownership rather than imitation. That feeling matters more than many markets admit. Black Star diopside proves elegance does not always arrive through brightness. Sometimes, it arrives as a line of light crossing darkness with perfect confidence. Next is a stone tied to a landscape so remote and ancient that many people have never seen its name. Yet under the right light, it reveals flashes worthy of far more famous gems. Ranked third, Nummite, ancient mystery. Some gemstones impress through polish. Nummite impresses through age. Estimated to be among the oldest known gemstones used in jewelry, Nummite formed roughly 3 billion years ago within ancient metamorphic rocks. That number is difficult to process. Entire mountain ranges have risen and disappeared since this material first began its geological story. Civilizations, oceans, and climates came much later. Holding it can feel less like owning jewelry and more like holding deep time. Named after the area near Nuuk, historically associated with the town of Nummite, Nummite is sourced primarily from Greenland, which already gives it an aura of remoteness and scarcity. Unlike gemstones distributed through dozens of mining regions, Nummite's identity is tied strongly to place. That geographic exclusivity matters to collectors because origin stories often strengthen desire. Its appearance, however, is what makes people remember it. At first glance, Nummite can look like a dark, nearly black stone with subtle texture. Then light reaches the right angle. Gold, copper, blue, or iridescent flashes can emerge from within the black body, often appearing as streaks, feathered fire, or metallic embers trapped beneath the surface. This effect is caused by the inner growth of amphibole minerals within the stone. It is not the bright rainbow play of color seen in opal. It feels older, moodier, more secretive. That distinction gives Nummite unusual market psychology. Many gemstones advertise beauty instantly. Nummite asks the viewer to slow down. It rewards patience, angle changes, and repeated attention. For mature audiences who increasingly prefer depth over spectacle, that can be a major advantage. The stone behaves more like fine design or abstract art than conventional jewelry. Sparkle. Collectors often seek exactly that shift. When buyers grow tired of obvious luxury signals, they move toward materials with narrative weight. Nummite offers several layers at once: extreme age, remote origin, limited awareness, and visual behavior that feels personal rather than generic. Two people can look at the same stone and notice different flashes. That sense of discovery increases attachment. Its neglected status comes from commercial limitations. Nummite lacks the household recognition of sapphire or ruby. It is not heavily promoted in mainstream jewelry chains, and quality varies widely depending on polish, pattern, and flash strength. Low-grade pieces can appear dull, causing casual buyers to miss what exceptional material can do. Experienced collectors know better. Strong examples with dynamic chatoyant shimmer, clear contrast, and artistic patterning often become statement pendants, bespoke rings, knife inlays, luxury accessories, or cabinet pieces for mineral enthusiasts. In those categories, uniqueness can matter more than textbook clarity. Nummite also carries a kind of authority rare in gemstones. It does not look trendy. It does not need explanation to feel substantial. It appears ancient because it is ancient. And in a world crowded with synthetic perfection and overexposed names, that authenticity can be remarkably attractive. Soon, the countdown reaches a stone where darkness becomes the perfect stage for impossible color. One of the most visually explosive black gems ever brought to market. Ranked second, black opal, beauty explosion. Darkness can sometimes be the best background for light. That principle is what makes black opals so extraordinary. While many gemstones depend on transparency, brilliance, or size to create impact, black opal uses contrast. Its body tone ranges from dark gray to deep black, allowing flashes of red, green, blue, orange, and violet to appear far more vivid than they would in lighter opals. The result can look almost unreal. A fine black opal does not simply sparkle. It erupts. Colors roll across the surface like liquid fire, electric storms, or shifting galaxies trapped inside stone. Move it slightly, and the entire scene changes. Few gems produce that level of visual drama while remaining completely natural. This is why serious collectors treat top examples with enormous respect. Most viewers hear the word opal and think of common white opal jewelry or inexpensive souvenir pieces. That broad association hides a major truth. Premium black opal sits in an entirely different category, especially material from Lightning Ridge, long regarded as one of the most important sources in the world, where some stones display color combinations and pattern intensity difficult to duplicate elsewhere. The market responds accordingly. High-end black opals with strong brightness, broad pattern coverage, and rare red flashes can command significant prices, sometimes rivaling more famous gemstones on a per-carat basis. Unlike standardized diamonds, each opal is visually unique. Pattern names such as harlequin, ribbon, rolling flash, and pinfire become part of how collectors discuss quality and personality. That individuality changes buyer psychology. Some consumers want predictable prestige. Others want ownership no one else can replicate. Black opal strongly attracts the second group. No two stones display exactly the same internal landscape. For collectors tired of uniform luxury, that uniqueness can feel liberating. There is also an emotional dimension. Many black gemstones project authority or restraint. Black opal adds joy. It keeps the elegance of a dark base while releasing explosive color whenever light appears. It is serious and playful at the same time, an uncommon balance in jewelry design. Its neglected reputation exists mainly because the public sees only average examples. Lower-grade opals can look sleepy under poor lighting or lose impact in commercial settings. Exceptional black opal does the opposite. It can dominate a room with a single movement of the hand. Designers understand this well. Set in black and gold, platinum, or minimalist frames, the stone becomes the entire conversation. Extra decoration often weakens it because black opal already contains more visual complexity than most jewelry components around it. That is a rare problem to have. For viewers who value rarity, individuality, and natural spectacle, black opal may be one of the most complete gemstones ever discovered. It offers darkness, color, motion, scarcity, and identity in one object. Only one entry remains. And it does not come from mines, crystal pockets, or volcanic fields. It comes from life itself, quietly becoming one of the most elegant dark luxuries sold anywhere in the world. In first place, Tahitian black pearl, elegant finale. The Tahitian black pearl is formed inside the black-lipped oyster, cultivated in the clear lagoons of French Polynesia. Unlike diamonds, sapphires, or emeralds, its beauty is created by life itself, slowly, layer by layer, through time and natural process. That difference gives it a rare kind of prestige no faceted gemstone can truly copy. Many people also misunderstand what black pearl really means. Fine Tahitian pearls are rarely pure black. The best examples display rich overtones of peacock green, silver, charcoal, blue, bronze, or subtle violet. Under changing light, those colors shift across the surface with remarkable depth. A single pearl can look dark and mysterious in one moment, then metallic and luminous in the next. That complexity is why sophisticated buyers value them so highly. White pearls often represent tradition and classic elegance. Tahitian pearls feel more modern, more powerful, more refined. Their darker tones pair naturally with tailored clothing, luxury watches, platinum jewelry, and minimalist fashion. They look expensive without needing to appear flashy. This creates a very different type of luxury appeal. Instead of demanding attention, Tahitian pearls reward closer attention. Market value depends on several factors: luster, roundness, surface quality, size, nacre thickness, and overtone color. Large pearls with clean surfaces and strong peacock tones can command premium prices, especially when matched into necklaces or used in designer jewelry. Collectors appreciate something even deeper than price. These pearls still depend on oyster health, water quality, time, and careful cultivation. Nature controls the final outcome. In a world filled with synthetic goods and mass production, scarcity created by natural process feels increasingly meaningful. That psychology matters. Many mature buyers eventually move away from obvious status symbols. They begin choosing objects recognized mainly by people who understand quality. Tahitian black pearls fit perfectly into that category. They suggest taste, patience, and confidence rather than display. Their color palette also gives them long-term relevance. Black, silver, charcoal, and green-black tones continue returning in fashion because they integrate easily into luxury aesthetics decade after decade. That is why this list ends here. Not with the brightest gemstone, not with the hardest to find, not with the loudest name, but with one of the most complete expressions of dark elegance ever brought to market. Tahitian black pearl proves that true luxury rarely needs to speak loudly. Most people chase famous gemstones. Collectors often choose the ones everyone else ignored. These black gemstones prove that luxury is not always bright, loud, or obvious. Sometimes the rarest elegance lives in shadow. So which one would you choose? Black opal, Nummite, or the Tahitian black pearl? Leave your answer in the comments. And subscribe for more rare gemstones, hidden value, and powerful stones the market still underestimates.